With the release of the new graphic cards from both AMD and Nvidia, you might be considering to upgrade your PC's hardware. Most people assume that a GPU upgrade is all they need, and while that's generally true since upgrading your GPU is the most effective way to boost frame rates in gaming, it's not the full picture. In this video, I want to break down the importance of key components like the CPU and GPU and what role each plays in gaming performance. But before diving into those, let's quickly address some other components that may not have as much of an impact when it comes to gaming. Starting off with the motherboard. It's easy to overspend on a motherboard, despite its minimal impact on performance. The main things to look out for are the socket type, which determines your CPU's compatibility, RAM specs, whether it supports DDR4, DDR5, and at what speed, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth support, if needed in your case, and the number of M.2 slots, usually averaging 2 to 3, depending on your needs. Next is the power supply. I recommend using a power supply calculator to determine your needs. If you're not going for an 80 tier card, meaning a 2080, 3080, 5080, so on and so forth, a 750 watt power supply is generally sufficient. So how do you choose the right upgrade path? Well, before deciding on a CPU or GPU upgrade, you should consider monitor resolution and game type, as these factors directly influence the hardware's requirement and potential bottlenecks. As a general rule of thumb, the lower the resolution is, the more demand on the CPU. The higher the resolution is, the higher the rely on GPU. As of 2025, 1080p or Full HD is still the most popular, but high refresh rates such as 240Hz are becoming standard, with 1440p growing much faster than any time before, and 4K remains niche due to its high hardware cost and performance needs. As for the game type, some people don't care about AAA graphics and just want the highest FPS possible for competitive games. Others prioritize visual fidelity and modern features. Knowing where you stand helps determine the best upgrade for your setup. To illustrate upgrade choice, we'll compare 3 different builds across 3 different games and resolutions. The builds are as follows. Build number 1 will be using a 6th gen Intel Core i7, the 6700K with a GTX 980 Ti. Build number 2 will be jumping up to a 9th gen Intel Core i7, the 9700K with an RTX 2070 Super, and build 3 will be using the newest CPU from this list, a 12th gen Core i7 12700K with an RTX 3070. These 3 represent different PC generations, making them relatable for those considering an upgrade. The games we'll be looking at are Counter-Strike, thanks to being CPU intensive, as well as being a competitive game that prioritizes FPS. Game 2 is Flight Simulator, thanks to its great balance of CPU and GPU hardware demand. And Game 3 is Cyberpunk 2077, a title with cutting-edge graphics technology representing the modern-day AAA title as well as the future ones to come. So on to the performance breakdown and upgrade recommendations. We're going to start by looking at Counter-Strike, with the target performance being 360 FPS at 1080p and 240 FPS at 1440p. Build 1 struggles, averaging around 200 FPS with many dips. The CPU is the bottleneck here, making a CPU upgrade the best choice. A modern Intel CPU will work just fine, but an AMD 3D with V-Cache chips offers superior gaming performance and future-proofing, so that's what I would go for personally. Build 2 and 3 easily meet the target performance, no need to upgrade here. However, since these two are already equipped with an RTX 20 series, meaning you could tap into the new technologies, even though just barely, a CPU upgrade would be my priority here, which will result in overall system responsiveness rather than a GPU change. Game 2 is Flight Simulator, targeting 60 FPS across all 3 resolutions. For Build 1, the CPU is the bottleneck yet again. At 1080p and 1440p, a CPU upgrade is the right move. At 4K, a GPU upgrade would help, but pairing an RTX 50 series GPU with an older platform isn't ideal. Build number 2, the 9700K holds up just well enough, making a GPU upgrade the better choice for higher resolutions. As for Build 3, again, the GPU is the main limiting factor, meaning a GPU upgrade would provide the most noticeable improvement in this case. Game 3 is Cyberpunk 2077. Target performance is 60 FPS across all resolutions, however, with ray tracing and path tracing turned on. because let's be honest, who wants to play Cyberpunk without these two turned on? Build 1 is completely outdated in this case. Both the CPU and GPU will have to be upgraded, with the GPU being the priority. However, again, matching a new GPU with a 6th gen Intel Core i7 or whatever else in this case is just not the smart move. Build number 2 will give you manageable performance, but still falls short. A GPU upgrade will unlock frame generation and other modern features, so that would probably be the better choice to make in this case. As for build number 3, the 12700K is just fine. Upgrading to an RTX 50 series GPU would future-proof the build for 1440p and 4K gaming. So this was just a general framework to help you make an informed upgrade decision. The right choice depends on your specific use case, budget, and priorities. I also recommend you check out different performance across different CPUs and GPUs to help you understand exactly what you're looking into buying. Put it down in the comments and let me know what hardware you're running and what upgrades you're planning to do. Stay subscribed for more content, and I'll see you on the next one.